Welcome to Wave Makers, the podcast where we dive into the stories of bold thinkers, trailblazers, and innovators who are making waves in their communities, industries, and beyond. Together, we'll explore the ideas, challenges, and victories of people who are shaping the future. At Wave Makers, we bring you thought-provoking conversations with those who are pushing the boundaries, defying expectations, and creating impact in their own unique ways. While we're proudly produced by Rio Salado College, a place that values lifelong learning and community impact, this podcast isn't just about education. It's about real-world stories of passion, perseverance, and progress. So, if you're ready to dive deep into the big ideas and get inspired by those who are making waves, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome to this episode of Wave Makers. My name is Michelle Reese, and I am your host today. I am very excited to introduce our first interns from Desert Vista High School. Our students are helping us with our social media, our content marketing, and doing just a phenomenal job. But today I have asked them to come in to talk to us a little bit about their experience as dual enrollment students. So at Rio Salado College, we offer the opportunity for students to earn college credit while they are taking their high school classes. All their teachers are credentialed to teach college-level courses and college-level content. So they're receiving both high school and college credit while they're taking these courses. But enough about the program. I want you to meet our two guests today. So I'll start. Alexandria, if you would just introduce yourself and tell me one fun thing that happened last week.
Hi, I'm Alexandria Woodruff, and a fun thing about me that happened last week was I was able to finish and applying for all my college applications and get that done as I hope to become an architect one day.
That is fabulous. And do tell our audience how many applications you got completed.
I was able to complete 15 applications.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little hard, but thank goodness I was able to get it all completed.
That is amazing. We are going to be rooting for you, and fingers crossed. Now we get to introduce Alyssa. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and something fun that happened last week.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. So something fun that happened last week for me, the only thing I could really think of is I went down to the Scottsdale Mall and just hung out with the ones that I loved.
You got to love some time away from the house, and especially right now in Arizona, who doesn't want to be outside? I certainly do. Well, thank you both for being here. I know this is the first time you guys have recorded a podcast, but both of them are very experienced in front of the camera as they are helping us create videos and content and stories. But let's talk a little bit about dual enrollment. Okay, so let's be real. Why did you choose dual enrollment? You want to start, Alyssa?
Yeah, so I chose dual enrollment because, one, for college, I think I needed like a science class or something. So I ended up taking chemistry. And so we were like, instead of paying so much money in college and, in college, dual enrollment helped us save that money to do it now and get all that credits so that I can get that out of the way in college and have space to do something more that I want to do.
That sounds like a fun way to do it and a good way to do it. Is chemistry your only class that you're taking through dual right now?
Yes, right now I am. I'm trying to see if I can't get any dual for next year, my senior year.
All right, keep me posted on that. Alexandria, you have a unique story when it comes to dual. So why did you choose to dual? There we go.
So it all started with my mom. She is an immigrant from Mexico, and she had to get her GED, and she did that through the NINA scholarship and also through involvement with Rio Salado College. And with this, she was able to learn about stuff such as dual enrollment. And my sister Vanessa was kind of like the guinea pig, and she was the one that first learned about Rio Salado and the ACE program, and through both of those, she was able to get her associate degrees. This led to Jasmine, Monica to get their degrees as well, and I am able to get my 3 associate degrees because of them as well.
3 associate degrees. So you will go through our commencement ceremony to receive your degrees before you graduate from high school. Am I correct?
Yes, I will.
I love hearing that. That is a great opportunity. Now tell me, do these dual classes, are they AP courses also? Do you have that option, or is it AP or dual?
So it is AP. I'm currently in 2 AP classes that are for dual enrollment as well, and I also am in all honors classes, so those are also for dual enrollment as well.
I love that they can combine them together, but the fact that you get to do dual enrollment and finish that credit is really a testament to what you're going to do with your education. All right, so Alyssa, you're getting started. What is the biggest myth about dual enrollment that you've heard from classmates?
Oh, the biggest myth?
Come on, is it a lot of homework? Is that a myth or is that real?
No, I think that's a myth because dual enrollment, like in my chemistry class that I take, I have like 0 homework. Like my teacher assigns like online kind of homework that you do a certain amount of questions and you're done for the entire week. And that's really nice because in some of my other classes like math or English or history, I have work to take home every day and then do it and then turn it in the next day. And it's so nice with chemistry because it's just one and done, and then I can focus on my other stuff as well. And that's why like dual is so nice too, because it doesn't give you much homework.
So the chemistry is counting towards one of your high school credits. Do you recall how many science credits you need to have for your high school diploma?
So for my high school, I think you need, I'm pretty sure it's 4 credits, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it gives me one of my credits, I believe.
So this will complete 1 high school credit and then 3 college credits that you can take with you when you go into university or college. All right, so here's another one. Let's start with Alexandria. Do you feel like dual enrollment is giving you a head start, or is it just extra work?
I do believe it's giving me a head start. So I hope to become an architect, and that's going to be 5 years of schooling. However, with my associate degrees, I will be able to take off 2 years already, which will only have me doing 3 years of college and the actual pay that I will have to go along with those 3 years. So it's definitely speeding up the process. I've seen it firsthand with my sister Monica. She is currently in her first year of college, but she will be graduating next year. She's in business, so she only had to do 2 years of college, and that's going to be the same situation for me, but since it's a different degree, it will be 3 years.
You will enter college as a junior, right?
Yes, a junior.
That's incredible. What a good head start. And since you have that extra schooling, it not only saves you time, but it sounds like it's going to save you money.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
As you're doing your applications for college, do the fact that you have these dual credits play any extra in the admissions process, do you think? Do you think it like makes your application stand out?
Oh, I definitely do. There's options where you can self-report grades, and you can put like it's an AP or a dual enrollment as well. And I like to put in, since AP is already in the title, I like to put the dual enrollment as the type of class that it is, because it shows that my whole schedule is actually currently dual enrollment. So I think it's just really impressive that I'm getting college classes and high school credits at the same time. So I think that kind of helps me stand out because they can see that I am a hard worker in both high school and college currently.
Absolutely. So if you had, Alyssa, to sell the idea of dual credit to a skeptical high school student, what would you say?
So this is actually kind of perfect because some kids in my chemistry class in the beginning of the year, they were kind of skeptical on it. They wouldn't my teacher kept advocating saying like, oh, you guys need to do dual enrollment. Like you should do it. This will benefit you so much. And then this one kid in my class ended up not doing it. And his friends were like, why? I was like, well, I think one reason that you should do it is because it helps you financially like so much in the future. Because if you were to go into college, like the amount you'd pay is so much greater than what dual enrollment and Rio Salado is offering. And it just helps you like financial wise, because I know a lot of people struggle financially and everyone's lives are different. And so that just is like one good reason for. And you just get that class out of the way as well so that you have space to fill up with something that may be more needed for the field that you want to go into. Like, I know chemistry for me, that's not in the field that I want to go into since I want to go into film. So that just helps me get the credit out of the way.
Perfect. You got to like when you've kind of got that path lined out in front of you, and then when you go to college, you take the courses that you're maybe really passionate about, and you've already got all your prereqs out of the way, or you've got those basic courses that you just have to have for your degree. All right, so as you brought up, Alyssa, I'd love to hear a little bit about what you guys are both planning for the future. You mentioned film. What sparked that? And, what are your future plans right now?
Yeah, so what sparked my little love for the film world was I used to do acting classes. I did them for 3 years. And when I got into freshman year, I thought, oh, I'd take a film and television class and we'll watch movies and we'll dissect into it. Turns out that's actually a different class called film study. But I ended up falling in love with behind the scenes of how movies work and how to film everything, And I was like, wow, maybe I want to do this as a job. And so I took it my sophomore year because that's where, we started doing more of the filming. And we got to produce what we call DVTV. It's the local school's broadcast. And I love it. It's so much fun. And I have so much, I have such good memories in that class. And just being able to create your own ideas and getting that freedom just really boosted me to get into that film world. So I want to either become a producer or a director, and I want to do something with movies or TV shows and just be in that area of the world.
Do you have a favorite pet project that you've done this year?
I wouldn't say this year, but my sophomore year we did a little documentary, and mine ran super long. It was about, I think, 10 minutes. But it was a documentary about what I loved about reading and writing and all the aspects behind that. And that was just so fun to create. And I just really loved it.
Very cool. I think I've seen that project, and that you did a good job on that one. That's a neat one. Alexandria, you mentioned architecture. Tell me a little bit about what drove that passion.
So I actually hope to double major and double minor in college. I hope to be an architect, an interior designer, and minor in business and hotel management. And this kind of stemmed from my mother and also our family conditions as well. When she was in Mexico, she lived in Guadalajara, Mexico. She had a house, and she's also the youngest of a big family. She's the youngest of 12 kids, and I'm the youngest of 8. And in Guadalajara, she had a house, but it had a dirt floor, and it was very crumbly, and she did not have her own space, unfortunately. And when she moved here, she got a house, and she started forming a little bit of a hoarding problem, which I understand why, because she didn't have a lot of possessions, so that now she was able to. She kind of clung on to objects a little bit. However, this started becoming a problem with our family and affecting our daily lives. But we wanted to respect that she still had attachment to those objects. So something that I was able to contribute to my family was helping her by selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace to help show her that I do understand that there is value in the objects that she sees, but we can sell it and go for something more functional, practical that will last for a longer time. I was actually able to find this grandfather table that's in our kitchen right now to be able to put in our kitchen for our family. Also, I'm from a big family, and I used to live in Mesa, and when we did, I lived in a room with 4 girls. It was really rough. We would fall off our bunk beds, and no one would get hurt because there was clothes all cluttered on the floor. But through design and architecture, I've been able to create my own current room here, where I currently live in Maricopa. And through that, I was able to kind of find a peaceful place, away from my family sometimes, because sometimes I just need a little bit of space. And I was able to do that through design and architecture, and I really love that. And through my experiences, it just became more meaningful to me.
So now that we've talked a little bit about your futures and what you guys aspire to, tell me what made you want to do an internship with Rio Salado. Alyssa?
So for me, my teacher kind of presented me the idea. So when Rio was offering this, It was mostly for seniors, but we have like 2 seniors in the class who aren't like fully dedicated and want to get into the film world. And she brought it up to me knowing that I want to do this as like a future career. And I was like, this is a great opportunity to, get myself out there and like experience more what it's like to work with people who do this as a job. And so I applied and I'm so thankful I did. And I've just been loving it.
I am so grateful you did also. How about you, Alexandria? This isn't even really in your future wheelhouse, but you sure brought a lot to the table for wanting to do the internship.
So I actually want to have my own architectural firm one day. So there's going to be like a lot of business and marketing side to that. So I've been trying to get myself more familiar with things like that. I'm currently an officer of Desert Vista DECA, and that's like a marketing program. And also I'm in my marketing classes in high school. And I've just like learned a lot of marketing and business from those clubs that I got really interested in the field and the aspect of running my own business. And I feel like marketing is just a really big part of that. So I wanted to get more familiar with that. And my teacher also brought it up. And she was like, I have an opportunity that I think would be really cool. And I know you're trying to broaden your horizon and expand your knowledge in things that might be helpful for the future. So she presented me with the internship. And I was like, I would love to be being able to do that. So
I am so glad that you both did that. And okay, let's be real. Are we providing enough of a challenge for you with this internship?
For me, I definitely say yeah. With all the critiques that I've had to done, it's definitely more than what I'd normally do for my TV and film class. Like in my TV and film class, I just produce a segment and be good and done. With this, I'm actually having to take more time and correct like even the smallest little things to make it perfect. And it's really pushed me to like be my true self and not, be lazy with it and just be like, oh, good and done. And just to really like work hard and do it.
I love that. You've turned out some incredible work. I can't wait to share it with everybody. How about you, Alexandria?
Oh, I definitely think so. I've learned so much actually from this internship. There was one project I created where I created it and something just didn't feel right. So I just scrapped the whole thing and I redid it. And the outcome of the second one just was so much more better. And I felt so much more invested in it that I feel like the product turned out better. But definitely the critiques, I agree with you, Alyssa. Like I definitely think that aid and like your guys' current knowledge have really helped with my current knowledge and helped push me to try harder and do better in projects.
Definitely.
So yeah.
I absolutely love the freshness you both bring to your projects. So that's been really awe-inspiring to the team. So I wanted to just offer you both kudos. And again, we're looking forward to sharing what you've created with the world. All right, so let's talk about one more thing about the internship. What's one thing about this profession that has surprised you that you've learned during the internship?
That's a hard question.
That is a little difficult. Sorry, could you repeat that question?
Yeah, of course. All right. So what's one thing about this professional world that has surprised you during your internship?
I feel like for me personally, it's like how relaxed everyone is. I feel like how like connected you guys are like with your colleagues. I feel like and how like accepting you guys have been for us have been really helpful. Sometimes it's hard to like take feedback or like be like, oh, I gotta change it or like it wasn't like good enough. But like you guys have been very helpful and like very community based and letting us know that like we are also your guys' colleagues and that like you guys understand that if we mess up that you guys will be there to help encourage us and guide us in the right direction. So I definitely think it was more surprising like how close you guys are and how like close the professional world can be and how like that enhances projects and teams.
A little bit of insight into what the working world will be, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anything to share, Alyssa?
Yeah, so I think for me, what was most surprising is, this is going to sound so mean, but what was most surprising that like everyone was super nice. I thought like everyone was just going to be so grumpy and like broad and be like, yeah, just get this done and do this by this time. I was like, the way you guys reach out to us and schedule things, and when you guys are busy too and make rearrangements, it's just so nice to see how connected everyone is, and how hey, if you can't do this now, that's totally fine. Take some breaks and then get back at it later. It's not oh, I don't care, you have to finish this now kind of vibe. It's super nice, and I really love it.
Oh, you warmed my heart. It makes me think of one more question that I'm going to touch on. Having done this experience, and we're only halfway through the year, what would you say to other high school students who might be considering a mentorship or an internship?
I definitely say take the opportunity. There's no harm in trying. I mean, if you don't end up liking it, it's not for everyone. But it really gives you a different perspective on things, because you only see your way. You think of other things, but someone else might have a different perspective on it that can just add to the project that you're working on.
That's a good answer. Do you have anything, Alexandria?
Yes, I would say all experiences are good experiences, whether good and bad. I have learned a lot of new knowledge through application use and videography and stuff like that, skills that I wouldn't have done outside of the internship. So I feel having a guideline that internships provide and a couple of expectations that they're able to help guide you to is very beneficial. And I think just having internships where you're immersed in a certain atmosphere is very beneficial, because you get to learn new things. And I feel even if it's not your cup of tea, you're still learning something, and maybe it'll be beneficial for you in the future. It's also just skills are good to have, so I would definitely recommend it.
Communication skills and working with others is definitely a skill set you can both put on your resumes for the future. All right. Now, one last touch with dual enrollment. Tell me what dual classes you are taking and what you hope to take in the future. Alyssa.
So the dual class that I'm taking right now is chemistry. And when I was filling out the, next school year registration, I haven't looked at it in a hot second because it was so early in the year. But I was going to do creative writing. I planned on it. But then they ended up getting rid of the course for dual enrollment, so I was super sad. But we're going to relook to see if college math, if we're able to take dual credit for that. And I might take it for that as well.
Excellent. Alexandria, since you are about to finish a couple degrees with Rio, tell me about maybe your favorite dual enrollment class. And then to earn your degrees, did you do any additional courses outside of your high school time?
Yeah, of course. So I started dual enrollment my sophomore year, and I only did 2 classes. I did science, and then I also did history. And then junior year, I decided to get a little crazy. I met up with my college counselor, and I was like, so how can I get my degree? And he told me that it wasn't going to be possible because I only took 2 my sophomore year. But I've never been really the person to say no to a challenge. So I was like, would you mind if we just sit down and find a way? I promise I'll be able to do it. So we ended up having to get an overflow sheet of credits, and I ended up taking 36 credits my junior year. It was really crazy. I took every single class was dual enrollment. And then I also got involved in the ACE program, which allowed me to take college classes during the summer as well. So my summer junior year and my junior year was just full of college classes. And it was a bit pricey, but I was able to pay for it through tuition assistance. And then the ACE program actually pays for the college classes that they provide. So it ended up decreasing the price exponentially, and I was basically getting college classes for almost free, which I just thought was such an amazing opportunity. And then now currently I'm also taking every single class now in my senior year for my degree as well. They're all dual enrollment. So some of them include I'm currently doing AP Biology, AP Statistics, Honors Calc 3. I'm also taking Marketing 2, Honors Biotech 2. Those are all my senior classes, and they're all dual enrollment as well.
That's incredible. That is quite the feat. Congratulations. We're looking forward to celebrating you at graduation for sure.
Thank you so much.
All right. We are at a wrap up of our podcast today. I want to thank you both for sharing a little bit about yourselves, a little bit about your time with Dual, and a little bit about your internship here with us in the marketing department at Rio Salado. I wish you both the best of luck, and I know we will be staying in touch for a long time.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Thank you.